Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon through subscription service, thank you so very much for supporting the channel in that way. It means the world to me. For those of you that are interested in getting the daily forecast a day early, you can go over to patreon.com and look up Engelgeist. Over there is readings depending on the subscription level that you choose that are available only over there every month. And there's different perks for the different levels, but it's a great way to support the channel and help me keep working at this to make this a viable, business. So if anybody's also interested in a private reading, you can message me at the Facebook business page to get in contact with me if you have any questions. That's always available to you. This is the daily forecast. It is for Friday, December 8th, or at least originally created for that date. It is a broad spectrum reading for the greater collective, so therefore I believe that it is a timeless message in the sense that the intention is set that it brings us the highest good for the most amount of people that will watch the video. So I speak in more broader tones because I'm speaking to a large collective group of people, not necessarily to an individual. That means that you're going to have to listen to what I say and figure out where it fits best in your life and how it applies. If it doesn't feel as though it applies, that's okay. Don't worry. It doesn't mean that anything's wrong. It just might mean that you're working on something different than the vast majority of people that are going to see this video, right? So nothing's broken. No need to go about fixing or changing things or anything like that. If it does apply, or if it does make sense, you're like, this sounds like this situation in my life. I just want you to know that any decisions you make in your personal life from having watched any of my videos are solely your responsibility. Always use your own intelligence and intuition first when making those decisions, and never take anything that I say over that of a professional in their field, like a doctor, a lawyer, or therapist, okay? That's kind of important. So these videos are here to sort of, entertain, support, inspire, validate, but they're not here to make the decisions for you. They're here to help you to make your own decisions, okay? So that needs to be said. Now let's get into this. You'll hear me reference for those of you that watch daily, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that might be just tuning into a video, you'll hear me referencing other cards that played earlier in the week. You can always check out the beginning of the week's video down in the bottom left-hand corner at the end of this video. So let's see what's going on in the cards. What do they want us to know? Now we're in that end of the week too. Before I actually start talking about it, let me just get a card first because I don't want to be talking about what's there. And then, boom, out comes that card because that can sometimes happen. All right, so I've got my card. We're at that end of the week energy of, oh, hi, Emperor. Okay. We're at that end of the week, the last 2 days of this week, and we have that strength card. Okay, so I like seeing this Emperor. I couldn't actually remember. I had to look at my calendar to see what that card was this week. Strength being major arcana, right? Emperor also major arcana, the first 222 cards of the deck. Means a little bit more powerful, a little bit more of an impactful day. The Emperor, to me, when I look at this, I like this as the beginning of our, say, week's end card. It's the sign of Aries, or he represents the sign of Aries. He's very discerning, right? He's also very benevolent or loving, right? But he has high standards. He is not going to sort of let just anything pass by. He's the Emperor, right? That's kind of the deal. He's sort of got like that all-knowing father that we sort of want to impress, that we want to sort of get their what's the word I'm looking for? Not their judgment, but because he's discerning, right? He's not judging. So he's a smart man. And why I'm calling out these sort of personality traits of this card is because this is the energy you want to be in today. You want to act as if, or not act as if, but act from a place of authority, act from a place of love, but don't give anybody any room to make mistakes in that sense, right? Be discerning, right? So pay attention, be intelligent, be smart about whatever you're dealing with, and know that you deserve the best. That is sort of the Emperor's energy. Emperor also representing the sign of Aries could mean you could be dealing with an Aries, or somebody with heavy Aries placement, somebody maybe a little bit a go-getter, a fiery personality. The other reason why I like him showing up here is we have that strength card underneath, which is the sign of Leo, which is a sister sign to Aries. So there's a lot of dynamic fire energy, like that can do, let's get it done sort of dynamism that I feel between these two cards, because we need to remember strength is underneath this, right? So when we're talking about the Emperor, we should be seated in this place of knowing of our sort of virtues, of our strengths, of our, what it is that we deserve, what it is that we want. We know about how to go about getting it, and we're willing to sort of take steps to do that. I will say this, though. Sometimes the Emperor doesn't have to do it for himself. The Emperor sends people out to do it for him. So if some of you find yourself relying on others today to get sort of whatever it is that you need done, you have to sort of trust them, right? But you also don't want to give them so much rope that they can't hang themselves with. Does that make sense, right? So keeping a watchful eye, but also kind of trusting in the process would be sort of what I'm thinking about here. Being willing to step in at any point in time if we need to into a situation and make it right. The Emperor is going to be sort of, not only will he be dynamic and taking action, right, because of that Aries energy, and he'll be swift about it, but he also, he's like paying attention. So we want to, and not that there's anything to be worried about. It's not about being on high alert, but I kind of feel like he's sort of setting up this the steps to now be taken for whatever it is that we want, right? Whatever it is that we've been working at, thinking on, desiring. Now it's time to go, okay, who's the cast of characters that I hire on to make this happen if I don't do it myself, right? But I kind of feel like the Emperor is sort of waited upon in a way. So keep your eyes out there for assistance or help, right? Help that you can trust, certainly. Also keep an opportunity or an idea. I don't know why. I think it's the benevolent father aspect of this card. But, keep an eye open to those that, might benefit from you trusting them, in the sense of if you give them a task and they can accomplish it, maybe they get better self-esteem from that. There's something about this sort of idea of, yes, be discerning, but also be loving. If you're in the role of this Emperor, right? If some of you are not and you're dealing with an Emperor today, understand that you cannot cut corners with this guy. You're going to need to live up to his expectations. And he has, I would say, high expectations, but they're fair. He knows what he deserves. And that's sort of the idea that I want you guys to hold within yourselves if you are in this role of Emperor. If you don't feel as though you're in this role of Emperor in your life, I want you to understand that this card tells me that it's available to you if you want it, especially with that strength card underneath, that Leo fire energy also. It's like double fire, it's double action, it's double desire, it's double, and it's also double major arcana. So to me, this should be a significant day for those of you to move into a position of authority, power, stability. Emperor being the card number 4 would be about stability too, and operating from that place, right? So let's look at the clarifiers. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. This is about setting up the story now. This is about moving forward, like the hand is moving out of the cloud towards what I consider the future. This is about setting the path. We see that path at the bottom of this card with the garland over it, or the, what is that called? The trellis, right? With all of the flowers. There's something new beyond, right? There's something new that I feel like this Emperor wants, that this Emperor has now come to the understanding that we deserve it, right? Or that we will go about getting at all costs, and not in a bad way, right? What I mean is that we understand very completely and clearly, this is what we want, this is how we want it, this is who we're gonna have go get it for us, and they need to deliver, right? Or else they will, not feel the wrath of the Emperor, but they will be told that they are failing or not succeeding in some way, shape, or form. And we need to be firm in that, right? The Ace of Pentacles is always about new beginnings. It's usually, aces are always affirmatives, and pentacles would be around material wealth and gain, right? So when I think about that, there could be improvements to our home, our job, our finances, all of that sort of stuff. But I think that we instantly start to improve that stuff the minute we start to hold ourselves in this state of the emperor, right? When we start to understand what it is we deserve, what it is that we desire and that we want, and we're willing to allow ourselves or others to go about getting it at the highest degree, right? So kick that off today. Remember, strength sits underneath this, and we also have that strength stone that kind of pervades everything for the week. So we also have that double strength stuff. So stay strong in our convictions and move forward with this kind of soul purpose too. As I'm looking at the singular pentacle, it's kind of the largest pentacle of the deck. It's being almost handed right to us, as it should be, to this emperor energy, right? He expects the finest and the best, and he knows he deserves it, not with any sort of clout or braggadociousness or anything negative. It sort of just is. So let it come to you. Or if the ideas come to you, start to enact plans towards taking those steps towards that idea. We still have that Four of Pentacles energy. Again, more money energy. Some of us might ebb and flow or be told by others you can't do that, right? That's the holding on a little bit of this Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. I like that we have number 4 of the Emperor and the 4 in the Pentacles suit. In between is the Ace. So this is, to me, I feel like some of you, or whoever's going to be, the majority of you that are going to be watching this is about increasing your your finances or your material wealth, and really trusting that. The Four of Pentacles to me almost feels like it could be somebody, a situation, or maybe a person that might be getting in the way. These lower cards don't necessarily always indicate people, but I feel like this is the naysayers. This could be like not a specific person, but maybe a belief system that we have to tackle with, that we have to like work our way around, that tells us, nobody, that's not possible. Like, that phrase, money doesn't grow on trees. That's what this Four of Pentacles feels like. When our mother used to yell at us when we wanted just to go get an ice cream. Well, this Emperor, he wants his damn ice cream. And that Ace of Pentacles says to me the ice cream is there, but we might have to deal with those voices of our mother in our head. And I'm just saying that, right, as an example. For each of you, it's going to be different, but we have to deal with that Four of Pentacles limitation. We were dealing with it somewhat yesterday. To me, I feel like it's a little bit of a roadblock to that Ace of Pentacles moving forward. Do you see what I'm saying? He's sort of sitting there going, no, I got to hold on to what I have. I don't know if I can trust this. The Emperor says, yes, you can trust it. Be strong, like that Strength card. Take action, like the essence of Aries, and expect the best, right? Even if it, it doesn't feel as though, or it might be a little bit of a journey, a little bit of a faith-based thing, because also that Ace could be about, trusting in the new beginning, trusting in the possibility. Now let's look at the last card. We have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is confusion personified. There's almost too many options. We're not sure which one to choose. Not the best card that I want to see on the end of this run, because I really like the energy of the Emperor and the Ace of Pentacles. Even the Four of Pentacles feels like we might be conquering a limiting belief of some sort, or something that we do that limits ourselves, which I talked about that yesterday because we saw the Four of Pentacles twice. This Seven of Cups, to me, it's kind of like indecision, not sure which one to choose. Confusion around that, Cups being the element of water, and also the emotions. To me, things might feel a little bit emotionally volatile if we start to challenge ourselves through those limiting beliefs or through the naysayers or the voices of others. That Four of Pentacles could be somebody significant to us that's sort of blocking us in a way. Like we might have hope around a situation if we are this Emperor, right? If we have hope around a situation, or if we have desire around something and we start to talk about the desire to somebody we love, and then they throw up different arguments for why it wouldn't work out, that may create this Seven of Cups scenario, right? Where we're emotionally kind of unclear on, can we do this? Is it possible? The one thing I do like, and what I do see standing here, is like in one of these cups, even though it has a... it's interesting. It has this sort of skull, which to me, but it has this victory wreath. To me, this feels like there are positive options in the midst of this confusion, although the skull makes me think of death, which says to me that, okay, maybe we have to allow something to die to transform to be victorious. And I don't know why, but that's like totally standing out to me as out of all of those cups. So something may need to die away. That might be the stinginess or limitations of the Four of Pentacles. That could be the opinions of others. It could be a lot of different things for many different people. You have to figure out what that thing is that you might need to let go of to get beyond this confusion and make a clear decision. Sevens to me always indicate that idea of making a conscious choice, right? And moving beyond sort of whatever the seven presents. So know that and make the choice with the power of this Emperor and the power of that Strength card underneath, right? Now let's look at the grounding stone and see what the grounding stone has to say. Okay, I love it. So we've got the stone this morning is love. So remember, even with the discernment of the Emperor and the kind of high standards and that idea of what I want to also convey here is if we are the Emperor, that's great. And if we're not the Emperor, if we're dealing with an Emperor type, like maybe it's a boss or a father or somebody in an authority, remember that there is love coming from this Emperor. He wants us to rise to our highest sort of good, right? Even if that might be kind of hard for us, even if that challenges us through that Four of Pentacles energy and that Seven of Cups energy, we need to rise to that level that the Emperor requests of us, right? Or that we require of others, right? That level always should be based in that space of love, right? So we want to ground in this idea of not only love of ourselves and what we deserve and treating ourselves with the sort of, I don't know if deservedness is even a word, but treating ourselves with the idea that acting as if we are the Emperor and we do deserve all of the good things in our lives. We do deserve the highest standard. Treating ourselves and loving ourselves in that way and loving those around us as they try and meet our standards, right? And vice versa. If we're being challenged by somebody that wants us to rise to their standards, know that ideally, hopefully their challenges reside in this place of love. If they don't, you'll know that, you'll feel that, you'll sense that. For some of you, that might be the Seven of Cups. There could be somebody asking of you something that you maybe feel as though you cannot deliver, right? That could be these Four of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. So for some of you that are watching this, you might feel like, I don't know how they want me to rise to this high standard of this Ace of Pentacles, and I don't think that I can't afford to, or emotionally I can't figure it out. Base yourself and ground yourself in this love. Remember that there's also strength in this love. Remember some of the stones that we had this week. The grounding stones were like believe, gratitude, enjoy, sharing. So shift it to that place of positivity, shift it to that heart-focused love, whatever our requirements are today. Don't allow people to cut corners. And if things are being required of us, don't take any corners, right? Don't cut any corners. Really deliver our highest and best, or expect the highest and best, and base that expectation in love, or that delivery in love. And watch the day play out for you. I feel like it will be significant. I feel like realizations will take place. I feel like transformations could take place, especially around that Seven of Cups and the release of whatever that Four of Pentacles may be, right? Whether it's outside of us or limitations within us, we need to sort of challenge those things. If we challenge them with this energy of love also, I will say this, that love will pervade it, right? And it will sort of carry us through. So there are no worries to be had today. It's all about sort of better refining ourselves and better preparing ourselves for the year that is ahead. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Please hit the thumbs up button. It's really important that you do so. If you feel like subscribing to the channel, I'd greatly love to have you. Again, you can always email me at the Facebook business page in regards to questions about readings, and I will see you guys tomorrow to see the end of the week and see how this all plays out. And then we'll be starting a new week, so that'll be exciting. Again, have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.